Okay. Today I will be interviewing Miss Herma, and we will talk about her journey through God. Who would you like? Oh, what scriptures have been the most inspiring in your life with God? What scriptures have been the most inspiring in your life with God?
I guess the 21st Psalm.
Who have been the most important people and events in your walk with God? Were there any specific family members or ancestors?
My aunt that raised me. Her name is Vassie Myers.
What events led you to a close relationship with God?
You pardon?
What events led you to a closer relationship with God?
Oh, just the journey that I've had in my life, growing and learning about God and just growing my experience in life has brought me the journey, more closer to God.
How has prayer guided your life? How has prayer guided your life?
How what?
How has prayer guided your life? Prayer.
Prayer?
Yeah.
Oh, prayer is the most important thing in my life. Prayer answers all of my needs. That's how I communicate with God, through prayer. And he's always there to guide me and to help me and to carry me through all of my journeys that I need in life. So prayer is the key to everything. And that's who hears my heart is through prayer. God hears my heart through prayer. So prayer is very important to me.
What experiences were you most grateful for?
Being born. But my experience I'm most grateful for is being raised by a beautiful lady named Vassie Myers, who took me in when I was 8 months old, and she raised me until I was 12. And she gave me the foundation of who I am today. So I'm very grateful that she was in my life.
That's amazing. What roles did you play in the Christian community? What roles have you played in your Christian community?
Oh, I'm a member of the church. I'm a member of the prayer ministry. I also a member of the Ladies of Faith, and I come to church every day. And I feel that just being here in the church is part of who I am. Communication with all the members and all of that. So that's mainly my experience. I'm kind of hearing, so I have a hearing aid. You could talk a little louder so I can hear what you're saying.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
What specific teachings, beliefs, and practices from your spiritual, ethical, or religious sources influence you the most?
What's experiences?
Yeah.
Can you say that question again? You get to say that again because I didn't quite hear you.
Sorry. What specific teachings, beliefs, and practices from spiritual, ethical, or religious sources influence you the most?
Knowing about God and learning about God is what's helping me the most. And who He is and why He's part of me and what He does for me. And He always answers my prayers. And just knowing God and His relationship with me, and especially me, because we have to know God ourselves. And He's part of me, and He's part of my soul. So I connect with Him. And with me not connecting with Him, I wouldn't know Him. So He's part of my spirit and who I am today. So that's what helps me is knowing Him and recognizing that He is part of my soul. And I see Him in my heart, and I feel Him in my heart. And He's my daily bread. He feeds me, and He gives me everything that I need in life.
What songs or musical pieces move you toward prayer or meditation, or meditation?
What science?
What songs or music pieces move you toward prayer or meditation?
Just more or less, just life in general. focusing on challenges in my life sometimes, feeling God and bringing him closer to my heart, and the spiritual inspiration that he gives me when there's challenges in my life, and just living. I'm 84 years old, and just him keeping all the challenges that I've experienced through life is what brings me closer to God, and the journey that I've lived. I have 3 kids, 6 grandkids, and 6 great grandkids, and they all have challenges, but they're part of my tree. So I'm the matriarch of my family, and so I'm the one that try to keep them together and keep them growing and keep the tree growing. So I'm fertilizing their lives through what I've experienced in life. So when I give out who I am to them, I hope that teaches them to be the person that I would like for them to be and what God wants them to be. So we have to keep growing and teaching our kids so they can learn what we learned as a child and what I've learned as a child. So I'm giving it to them. And things have changed, but nothing has changed in terms of God. God is always going to be the same. He's always going to be there to look after you and to protect you. So those are the things that I have had in my life that has carried me this far in life.
What have been your most important lessons?
Having faith, never giving up. You have to have faith and never give up and keep moving. You can't get stuck in no hole. You can't stumble and stop learning and stop growing and stop believing in God. You have to keep on being who you are and letting God make the decisions for you in your life. So those are the things that has kept me going. It's faith and believing and having trust in the man above. And when things get tough, we have to keep on moving and keep on trusting God. And life is seasonal, and God's life is seasonal. So we can't just live one way. We have to look at all the seasons in our lives and keep moving and keep growing and don't get stuck. So we have to keep our journey going.
What scriptures have given you these lessons and insights? What scriptures have given you these lessons and insights?
The scriptures? I guess all of them, really. All of them. Just reading different scriptures. Just all the scriptures. Just reading them. Period. Just reading the scriptures. All of them have given me the strength to keep going and believing in God. Just reading the Bible itself in general is what gives me the strength to keep going. No particular scripture, just more or less just putting my hands on the Bible and knowing God is there and talking to God. And it's more or less my communication with God is my mostly strength. It's hearing my prayers and giving me the strength that I need. So it's reading the Bible and all of it is my strength. The Bible is my strength, no particular scripture, just more or less all of it.
What has given you the most joy? What has given you the most joy?
Joy is to see my kids grow up to be special, seeing them to grow up to be a man and a woman and having respect and living in God's, having God in their life and being a young man and knowing about life, making them be somebody and have a desire to be somebody and bringing kids in my life. That's my kids is my joy. I see them grow. I see them become a young man looking at you, you my joy, young kids, because you are our future and our kids are our future. So we know our race and our generation is going to keep growing and growing, and having my children to carry my name and to carry my legacy is what brings me joy.
How have you become wiser, more authentic, more concerned about God's world and God's people, and certain of God's never-ending love for us?
Just coming to church and listen to the minister and listen to friends that's spiritual, and reading the Bible, and just living life, and the challenges that I've had in life. It's just all of it. Having faith and being positive, and just more or less staying in my lane. I'm who I am. I can't be someone else. So those are the things that's kept me going in reading the Bible and knowing that God is in my life, and He's carrying me, and He's a person that I look up to, in terms of life,
What has made your faith stronger? What has made your faith stronger?
Believing, faith. What made my faith stronger is recognizing what God has done for me already. Looking at where I'm at today and how He's carried me through all of my journeys in life, and He's given me strength. Because when I was a little baby, when I was born, my mother gave me away to someone else. She couldn't keep me. So just the faith of good people in my life, and knowing that God is in my life, and me being positive and not looking at negativity, not letting the devil come in and stop me from my growth, and being positive, and just keep the faith, keep God in your life, and look at things from a positive perspective, and look at how God has given me the strength to raise my family by myself, and have kids. That's my son graduated from college, and my daughter's doing fine. My kids are doing all fine. It's just the fact that I am going to, just those kind of things. Those kind of things.
How has your love of God helped you cope with losses, failures, and even trauma?
It has helped me. God has helped me by not giving up, believing, and having faith. Faith is you have to. That's what keeps you going. You get to have belief and faith in your life. If things get heavy, the burdens get heavy, God is the one that will give you faith. You got to believe in Him and ask Him, and He will be there for you. So you got to keep on going. When things get tough, just give it to God. And I gave my life to God, and He's carried me all these years, and I never look back. I'm not sorry about what happened. Those are the things that happened in my life, and that's who I was at the time. That's how life was back in the day. Those was 80-some years ago. So He's carried me all these years this far, and so you got to believe and have faith and trust, and that's what carries you. You have to have belief. You have to believe and have faith and trust in God, and don't give up. You got to keep moving. Never give up. Keep moving and keep believing. It'll come if you make things happen through God. God gave you the strength to make things happen. He gave me the strength to make things happen. At 30 years old with 3 kids, I went back to school and got my college degree, and went to my master's program and got my degree. So I never gave up. I kept moving. I didn't let challenges in life stop me, because God has always gave us seasons, like He gave us tornadoes and things like that, but those are challenges. But next day He gave us sunshine and rain. So we have to look for those days. We can't see sunshine and rain if we always living in the dark. So there's rainbows and there's light. So we have to see the light, but you got to get out of the darkness, be able to see the light through darkness. So I was able to see the light through darkness, and I was able to carry myself through darkness, and I saw the light, and He gave me light.
I really admire how you persevered through those tough times. I said I admire how you persevered through those tough times.
Yes.
What's your most important advice to anyone? What's your most important advice to anyone?
What's the most important?
Advice. Like
advice?
If you would give to any person advice.
The most important advice is Find out who you are as a person, what your dreams are. Don't be like Tom, Dick, and Harry. Be who you are. Find out what God wants you to be, and you be happy. Find out whether you love outdoors, you love working with your hands, you love people, you love machines, or the media, whatever. But I would give you advice to just be who you are. You can't change people, but you can change yourself through God. Have God in your life and believe in yourself. You got to love yourself first. Before you can make anyone else happy, you have to be happy within yourself first. To be a man, you got to be a man within yourself first. Before you can be a man to your children or be a dad to your family, you got to find out first. And give happiness to someone else. You got to be happy first yourself. Because if you're negative, that's what you're going to give out, is negativity. So if you're happy, that's what you give, is happiness. And I'm happy inside because I know God has been with me through all my life. I've had beautiful people in my life. I had a beautiful lady that raised me. And I met my mom when I was 12 years old for the first time. And I realized why she didn't keep me, because her mother died giving birth to her. And she never even seen a mom. So those kind of things I learned as a child, but it didn't stop me from loving her. I ended up loving her and getting to know her. And so we have to find out who we are. Your enemies, there's no enemies out there. People are hurting, and they're angry because they're hurting inside, and they're lonely inside. So those people that's angry all the time because they're hurting, they don't have friends in their lives. They have an emptiness in their lives. So we have to understand that. So we can't be judgmental. Let God be judgmental. God is the one that judges. We can't judge people. We have to understand people. We've got to understand ourselves first. So if you understand yourself, you understand life, you understand people. I lived through the Jim Crow era. I worked in the fields. I picked cotton. I did everything. I was raised up on a farm. I came to California when I was 12. I learned how to survive. So you have to stay focused, and learn who you are and be a man. You be a man, like I was a woman, So those are the things that has carried me all these years, is having faith and never giving up and believing in God and hear His presence. When I was 12 years old, I wasn't quite 12 years old. I saw His vision. He came to me. God came to me when I was asleep one night. I woke up and He was there, And so I've seen His vision, and He's been there for me ever since. He's always carried me and never let me fail. So I'm happy that I still see His vision, and in my heart I see His vision. Okay? And I'm not perfect, and nobody's perfect, but I still believe in Him, and I still carry Him in my heart. And sometimes it get tough. Sometimes I feel like there's nobody, but then the door might ring or the phone might ring, say, hey, I was just thinking about you. And you have friends out there that still think about you and still love you. And those are the things that give you uplifts too, is the good people in your lives. Have people in your lives that you feel is good people from your heart. It's always from your heart. You love people from your heart. If it's not in your heart, it's not good for you, because God is telling you, because God is your heart. God is your heart. He's inside of you. So you have to keep that and believe that, and it'll carry you through life. Just being and recognizing God and knowing who you are. And I don't let people judge me. Control me. I'm not a follower. I don't do what other people do. I do what I want to do. If I feel like it's not right, I'm not going to do it. So if it's not right, I don't feel comfortable doing it. Somebody say, come over here, let's do this. No, you go ahead on. No, that's not me, So be who you are. Let God carry you, and you'll go a long ways in life and do the right thing. That's what carried me this far, as being 84 years old this year. So here I am. I've never been on drugs. I've never been an alcoholic. I never did, anything. I've had a lot of challenges. I've had a lot of pain. I had a lot of tears. but God has kept me, and I didn't give up, and I stayed focused, and I can still love people. And I love my mom, although she didn't. I understand. When you understand something, you know about it better as opposed to not understanding. That's why people now don't understand us as Black people, because they don't know us. And so they see us and say they've heard things about us. We have tails and we monkeys and we do this and we drug addicts but they don't know us. So when they get to know us, they see a different picture of us. So get to know someone before you judge them. So I never judge anyone. I love everybody, and I love people. I love who I am. So I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy that you're interviewing me.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. For what and from whom do you feel you need forgiveness? For what and from whom do you feel you need forgiveness from?
I guess I guess there's times when, like I said, we're not perfect. So you ask God for forgiveness for not being perfect. Sometimes we get, we do things that you ask God for forgiveness for. But everything in my heart that I ever done was who I was at the time. And I feel like I made the best decisions for what I had to work with at the time. So I wish that I had a mother and dad that raised me. I didn't have a mother and dad that raised me. I had an aunt that raised me and an uncle that raised me, and we were poor. So I forgive my mother for not keeping me. I forgave her. And when I was a kid, there things happened to me. I forgave my cousins who did things to me. I forgave them, and I forgave, like I said, my mom, and I gave my cousins who did things to me as a little girl. I forgave them. And sometimes I have friends that do things, and you look at them and you say, well, they're going through anger, they're going through things, and they say things sometimes they don't mean. So you forgive them. You ask God for forgiveness. My granddaughter's on drugs. She's 20 years old now. She started when she was about 14, got with the wrong guy, got mad at her mom and moved out, and she's got on meth, and she's in and out of programs. She's in a program now. Well, she's incarcerated right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I hope that when she gets out, that she gets into a program again, but she goes in and out of programs, in and out of programs. And so those things I ask forgiveness for God to forgive her and help her to be who she is, or who I know she is. So I ask God for forgiveness for her, and please help her get off of the drugs and things like that and get her life back together, because she's a beautiful person. I saw her as a little girl, and she just got so confused, and she became addicted. So when you get addicted to things, it controls you. I want her to have God in her life. Let God control her, not the drugs, not the devil. So right now, I'm asking forgiveness for what happened to her. I ask God to help her and forgive me if I did everything I possibly could at the time for who I was, and if I did things wrong, I don't know if I did things wrong or not. God is the answer to that, but I did the best I could for what I had to work with. So I asked God to forgive me for not being as strong as I should have been when I did things that I shouldn't have done. I don't know, but that's who I was at the time,
I'm very sorry to hear about your granddaughter. I said I'm sorry to hear about your granddaughter.
I know. She's only 20. She just turned 30.
How do you want to be remembered?
I would like to be remembered as the person of who I am. I love people. I love children. I worked for the school district for 30 years. And I see the kids, and they all love me. I love them. I like to be remembered as who I am. I'm not a status person. I'm not trying to be a front person. I'm just a field worker. I'm a worker. I don't like titles. I'm not into titles and things like that. I'm just into my character. I want to be remembered as my character, not my status of, oh, she got a PhD. Oh, this is Miss. I'm not into that. I'm into the person's heart, the person's character, and the person's spirit. So I want to be remembered as a good person who loved God and had good character and a good spirit.
For what do you thank God the most?
I thank God for allowing my dear to raise me. I thank God for allowing me to be born. I thank God for everything that He's done, for dying, coming back, and looking over us. You know, I thank God for everything, for the universe that He's carried all these years, and for the people that He's looked over all these years, and for me to have let me live for 80-some years through all the things I've been through. You know, as a child, as an adult, raising the kids and coming up without a father and a mother, you know, living with aunts. And then I did meet my mom, living in an abusive home where my stepfather would beat my mom all the time, and my brother. And I overcome that, you know, and I didn't get on drugs, and I didn't get on alcohol. You know, I'm just thankful that all of that gave me the strength to be the person I am today. So I've seen a lot, and I know about life. So all of that is who I am. What I'm thankful for. I'm thankful that He made me see and gave me faith to believe in Him, and not to let other things deceive me or carry me left or right. I stayed on my trail. I didn't try to be like Tom. I didn't try to be like Harry. I stayed on my trail. So that's what I did.
What blessings would you like to bestow?
Huh?
What blessings would you like to bestow?
What blessings?
Yeah.
Will I like to what?
Bestow.
This what?
Bestow.
Blessings?
Yeah.
What's the last word? I have a hearing problem.
Bestow.
Bestow. About blessings?
Yeah.
What was it say? What was that? Where we see that at? Oh, bestow. Bestow. Just be thankful that God is in my life, and I'm a member of this beautiful church, and I have friends in my life, and I have a beautiful family, and I'm just thankful that He's given me these 84 years that I'm here. And the blessings is God for all things He's done for me and carried me this far. So those are the blessings of people like you. You're a nice young man. I see a future in you, and I can smile when I look at you. And I think you're beautiful, and you're going to be somebody one day. And that's a blessing just to see you interviewing me and seeing a young man like you singing in front of me. And one day you're going to be president, or you're going to be somebody special. That's a blessing. God has given you blessings. So I'm blessed that you're interviewing me. That's one of my good blessings. So I appreciate that.
Thank you, Miss Herma.
Okay.
I appreciate you letting me interview you today, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed my interview.
I really did. Thank you.
Okay.